Hello there, good morning. A greater understanding of so-called diabulimia, where diabetic patients develop an eating disorder, is needed across Scotland, according to medical. The Prime Minister has told Scottish Labour members his government has only just got started and they had cause to celebrate after winning 37 seats in Scotland. Elsewhere, environmental groups say large parts of sensitive seabeds are still not being protected 10 years after new laws were introduced. Marine protected areas were created to stop damage to the seascape, but fishing has still not been restricted in more than half the sites. Campaign group Open Seas has documented what it says is fresh evidence of damage to a protected area near Rum. And lastly, a smartphone app to help skin cancer patients look out for signs of the disease recurring is being developed. OK, let's take a look at the weather. Here's Gillian. And that's all from us for the moment, but we'll be back with another update for you in around half an hour's time, so I do hope that you can join us then. Bye-bye for now. Hello there, good morning. A greater understanding of so-called diabulimia, where diabetic patients develop an eating disorder, is needed across Scotland, according to medical experts. The Prime Minister has told Scottish Labour members his government has only just got started and they had cause to celebrate after winning 37 seats in Scotland at the General. Elsewhere this morning, environmental groups say large parts of sensitive seabeds are still not being protected 10 years after new laws were introduced. Marine protected areas were created to stop damage to the seascape, but fishing has still not been restricted in more than half of the site. Time for the weather now. Good morning to Gillian.
Good morning, Sarah.
OK, Gillian, thank you very much for that update. And that's all from us for the moment, but we'll be back in around half an hour. Bye-bye. Hello there, good morning. A greater understanding of so-called diabulimia, where diabetic patients develop an eating disorder, is needed across Scotland, according to medical experts. The Prime Minister has told Scottish Labour members his government has only just got started and there's so much more to do at the party's annual conference in Liverpool. He was speaking ahead of Chancellor Rachel Reeves. With more now, here's our political correspondent Rajdeep Sandhu. A pilot scheme scrapping peak time ScotRail fares will officially end on Friday. And lastly, environmental groups say the seabed is still not properly protected here 10 years after marine protected areas were introduced in law with fishing. OK, let's go to Gillian now. Good morning.
Good morning, Sarah.
Thank you very much for that, Gillian. And that's all from us here this morning. I hope you have a lovely day. Bye-bye. Hello there, good afternoon. The Chancellor, Rachel Reeves, has defended her decision to cut the winter fuel payment for pensioners, restricting it to only those on the lowest incomes. Her speech to Labour Party members was interrupted by a protester, while Scottish Labour leader Anna Sarwar and Scottish Secretary Ian Murray have both defended going to a football game as guests for Scottish Salmon in Liverpool over the conference weekend. Right, well, let's join our political correspondent Rajdeep Sandhu now. And Rajdeep, we were told to expect optimism. Is that the feeling there today? Police Scotland is facing claims it failed to take appropriate action after a female detective raised serious allegations about fellow officers. A former Castle hotel near Falkirk has been damaged in a large fire overnight. 6 appliances were... Now, a greater understanding of so-called diabulimia, where type 1 diabetic patients develop an eating disorder, is needed, according to medical experts. Healthcare Improvement Scotland has published new guidelines for better treatment of the condition, which can result in patients deliberately not taking insulin in order to manage their weight. Lawrence Smith suffered from the illness in his early 20s, and our reporter Hope Webb went to speak with him. On to sport now, and Rangers interim chairman John Gilligan has called on former chairman Dave King to stop making public statements and wishes he would behave like a proper shareholder and keep his comments under the radar. And former Hearts midfielder Ryan Stevenson says the club is not being run well enough after Stephen Naismith was sacked yesterday. And we'll have more on both of these stories tonight on Reporting Scotland, of course, where we will have a full sports desk. But for now, let's take a look at the weather forecast. Hello to Christopher.
Hi, Sarah. Thanks very much indeed for now.
OK, Christopher, thank you very much for the update. And that's all from us here this lunchtime. Laura Miller will be back with Reporting Scotland at 6:30 tonight. But for now, it's back to Ben Brown with the rest of the news at 1. Bye-bye.